Good morning. Let's do a quick overnight update. I do think today is going to be very interesting. So let's get into why I think that. Fallout from the whole Kamu situation. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit frustrated. Some of these people, I'm just like, what are they pumping into the house? Can we get a check? Can we get a check? Because there was this conversation in the hot tub room. And I don't know who it was that asked Mallory, because Mallory and Taylor were really like the two main people that had planned this tea party. Mallory loves throwing parties. She's been wanting to do a tea party since they got in the house. Like, this was a big deal for her. This is her big moment. And someone asked if she was like mad about the fact that like the vibe got ruined basically and like it went to shit. And she was like, oh, I mean, no, like, whatever happens, happens. And like, we did get to have some tea for a while and some sandwiches for a while. Like, if it would have happened like earlier in the party, I would have definitely been mad, but like, it was fine. Okay. Okay. Also, I'm just very confused as to why, like, Lala, Mallory, Lyric are buying this whole shtick as it seems they are. You've known that Jason was the plan from the beginning. Kamu literally told all three of you that Jason is his plan. Like, Lyric, what are we doing, babes? I was almost this close to starting to root for Lyric until last night. After everything happened with the tea party, she goes over to Jason. She's like comforting him, and they're doing a little bit of game talk. And Jason, like, jokingly is like, oh, you would really gag him if don't use the veto at all. Fine, whatever, whatever. Like, it's kind of like a hee hee ha ha, but also like, let me throw this idea out here in case you're dumb enough to fall for it. But then there's also a conversation where they talk about how when Jason made the deal with Kamu, the deal was that he was leaving nominations the same. It's not quite true, but Kamu definitely did say that. And also, if Jason had won Power Veto, Kamu was definitely going to have him keep nominations the same. That was going to be his request. We have heard that. But what does Lyric do? Instead of keeping that information to herself, because mind you, she's the veto holder. She doesn't need anything from Kamu anymore. She doesn't need a vote. She doesn't need him to use the veto on her. She has the power to save her own self. So there is no reason for her to immediately run up to Kamu's HOH room and pull him out of there to have a one-on-one conversation to let him know that Jason is going around telling people herself that the deal that they made was to keep nominations the same. Unfortunately, as it stands, the only people that see what happened at the tea party as like Kamu looking like a jackass and an idiot is Drew, Barrett, Devins, and Dee. I would assume Taylor also as well, but she just hasn't said it yet. But these are people that have actually, like, in some form or fashion, made it obvious that they think he looked like a dumbass. Not the people that I needed to learn that, because they already knew. They already knew. So I'm just hoping, my little shrivel of hope is that there wasn't a ton of little sidebar conversations. There was a lot of group conversations still last night, people inside and people outside, but still like pretty big groups, pretty intermixed, like as far as alliances go, kind of groups. So not a lot of people would have been talking about that. So I'm hoping we see more today. But Yash thinks that he was one of the people called out as one of the middlemen. Why? I don't know. Yash is so clueless. Do you know how many times the tool shed has been mentioned right in front of him this week and he hasn't picked up on it? Not once. Get a clue. My next point. This season, I've seen so many people comparing it to season 25, saying that there's so many parallels to season 25. I literally went to bed last night and I was like, you know what? I don't know why people are saying that. This is so BB19. Because we have returning players. We have the Barrett and Raven situation. We have people that constantly think that they need to make a reason to nominate someone on the block when like that's actually not the case. You can just outright say, hey, I'm gonna nominate you on the block because I want you out of the house for reason X, Y, and Z. And then I see this. The pots and pans are back, folks.
I like that. That works so good, right? That works good, right?
I think you broke the wood.
Okay, fabulous. Since you like a tea party, I'm gonna spill the tea all day tomorrow. Make sure you know everything that's going on. I'm gonna let you know.
We're in for a fun day today, I think. Hopefully this means that Jason is ready to battle the way we were hoping. And I'll be back later sometime today with an update. But real quick BB28 live feed update. If you don't want any spoilers, now would be a good time to scroll away. So, of course, they did have the power veto ceremony today, and to a shock for no one, Kamu nominated Jason as the replacement nominee. Lyric used the veto to save herself. Nothing shocking there. Honestly, not a ton has been going on today. Jason did use the tea kettle earlier this morning. If he saw anyone that he thought was strategizing, he would hit the kettle and holler at Kamu and be like, just letting you know so-and-so is strategizing. So that happened for a while until the ceremony, and then after the ceremony, literally nothing has happened since. Jason has mentioned a couple times to Lala and Taylor that he's kind of just giving everyone a break right now, but plans to bring the kettle back out later this evening. He also did tell them that he doesn't plan on like keeping people up all night or anything like that. He still wants to be respectful, but he does want to like rattle them a little bit and kind of like get on people's nerves a bit. Other than that, the only thing that's been going on is Kamu sitting in the HOH room wanting people to come up and tell him how great he was, speculating about which clips CBS is going to use to, make this look like an iconic moment, hoping that everyone on the outside world is calling it the BB28 Tea Party Massacre. Like just really hyping himself up. That's all that's been going on today. So they don't really have anything else to do until live eviction. I don't know how much of a waffle we'll get this week. I am kind of keeping a close eye on the voting situation, because the interesting outcome will be if Jason wins the blockbuster and it comes down to Mallory and Lala in the vote. That one is definitely something that's going back and forth, and if the whole house doesn't come to an agreement on who to vote out in that scenario, some people are going to be showing their cards that are in the crossover tool shed kind of situation. So that one we'll keep an eye on, and that's honestly the outcome that I'm hoping for.